So when you have a book that's so popular, and I know that this was developed kind of simultaneously, like, did you ever use the book as source material, or was the script so strong that this was like it was just enough for you to kind of play with?
No, I used the book a lot. I did a couple of drafts of the script myself, and with a movie like this, you're always writing and rewriting, and I would often. I had the book with me at all times, and I would often go to and refer to the book just to kind of get the feeling of what was written and make sure I stayed on track.
I love when I walked out of the film, I was like, this is a purely like female movies in the sense that, like, you know, it's coming from a point of view that maybe not a lot, it's not really shown on screen, and you know, and these women are not perfect and they're extremely broken. And so what was the kind of draw on your end to kind of make a film like this, and what did you want to maybe even say about women, you know, in a situation today?
I truly, when I say this, I mean it. I do not think about the sex of a character. I just don't. And I know people always want to gravitate towards it's a man and it's a woman, but that's not my job. My job is to look for the truth of the human condition. And it comes down to truth, whether it be a male character or a female character. What is the root of their turmoil and dismay, and how should they pull themselves out of it? That's what interests me in characters. I mean, I do think that I find female characters in situations like this to be more interesting, just based on the way women survive in modern day society across the globe. You know, things are more complicated for them, and I think that is more interesting.
I love how she's like the best, worst, like, kind of detective ever. And I'm just kind of, maybe can you talk about like developing that with Emily and really kind of, because, you know, she just, if you can describe it, because it's just fascinating to watch on screen.
She's a sloppy detective. I think, you know, I think what made Rachel not the best detective is that her quest to find out what happened had two motivations behind it, one of which was to find out if she did something, but the other was she had an opportunity to get close to her obsession, which was Scott Hipwell. And whenever we are driven by lust and desire, we can get sloppy. And I think that's what happened with Rachel.
To watch Emily portray this Rachel on screen, and you know, I know that you kind of work with actors too and kind of develop it. Was it fascinating for you to see the nuances that she was bringing to the table? Because you had these long monologues, which are so beautiful to watch. And I'm just curious, what was it like to kind of shoot, and kind of were you even surprised?
You know, my very first day with Emily shooting had no dialogue. And that's when I knew that I was in for a real treat working with her. The very first day of filming was Rachel at the fountain. The three women at the fountain, when she recalls the affair her husband had and the pain that caused. And Emily, on the very first day, showed that with her face so aptly, and there were no words used. And that's when I thought to myself, we haven't even had dialogue yet, and she's fantastic.